Gian van Veen, welcome to Newcastle. We're here at St James's Park, Premier League Media Day, ahead of Premier League Night 1 in the Toon. How does it feel, mate? Just take me through the emotions. I mean, you're in the Premier League. You're inside the top four in the order of merit. This must be a bit of a dream come true.
Yeah, it has been. You know, it is a dream coming true. But the last couple of weeks have been like that. You know, World Series, the World Championship, of course, and now being here on the starting day of the Premier League, it's amazing to be here, especially here in Newcastle. You know, wearing black and white. So maybe it'll give me some support. And no, it's fantastic to be part of this.
I've just clocked that, the old black and white. You've really fit the colour aesthetic.
Yeah, especially with Dobie not being here.
Yes.
That helps.
So I think you're actually going to get, even though you've got loads of fans anyway, I think you might have a few Geordies that are going to be like, I want a Gian van Veen shirt. No, man. That was an absolutely terrible Geordie accent. Don't make me do accents. But, mate, just you touched on it there. The last sort of month, 5 weeks in your life, if you can, just try and describe it, because it's been crazy, isn't it?
Yeah, it's been a whirlwind, you know, especially coming back to the Worlds after Christmas. There was like 7 or 8 days of darts, and it was crazy, all that was happening around it. And then coming back home, straight onto a little small holiday, then Bahrain, and then Saudi, of course, and then World Masters, and now we're here. It's been very hectic, but I'm just taking it all as it goes. You know, I'm living day by day nowadays, and but it's amazing. And as long as you get, I get so much energy out of this, then you won't feel any tiredness.
How did it, why do you think it didn't work out at the Masters? Was it just a case of Luke Humphries just being an absolute machine? Because good few battles that you were having recently as well. I mean, he probably wanted a bit of revenge off the back of what happened in Dortmund as well.
Yeah, for sure. You know, especially Dortmund, then the World Championship has caught us as well. So he said it after the game as well. I wanted a bit of revenge, and said, yeah, that's fine, but didn't need to be 5-0. You could also win it like 5-2, 5-3. Spare me a little bit, but no, it's fine. And he punished every little mistake I had. It was 5-0, and I only won 2 legs, because in all the other legs, when I left the double after 12, he took it out in 11 or 12 darts, and he was so good that game. He put me under all different kinds of pressure, and I missed too many darts for double at key moments, and he ran away with it. But you know, that showed him why he was the world champion a couple of years ago.
How impressive is it to watch someone like him and Littler when they're in full flow? Do you even look at the board when they're throwing, or do you try and keep yourself occupied in another way? No,
I always look at the board when my opponent's throwing. But it's very impressive when you stand behind them, and they make it look so easy. You know, some players do. You know, both Lukes. Gary Anderson is also a prime example of that. They make it look so easy, so effortless. You just stand, move their arm, bang, treble 20, and in my head, I wanted, for me, it doesn't feel that effortless, but it's of course, but it's when you're on that stage, you're trying to not enjoy it as a darts fan. You just want to beat them, of course, and that can be a little bit tricky, especially when they're playing that well.
I don't think I asked you this the last time I saw you, which was a couple of weeks ago. Gary Anderson's your hero.
Yeah.
Was there? It's a weird one when you're in a position of beating a hero. Did you feel like any guilt, like in the sense of, I'm playing my hero, I've beaten my hero, but it feels bizarre. But you obviously want to win because you want to progress to the next stage. How did it feel?
Not really guilty, no, definitely not. You know, especially not in the World Championship semi-final. Then all you think about is winning that title or even getting to the final. So it wasn't guilt, but I think it helped for me during the game that when he was playing so well in patches, you know, he hit the 10 dart leg, and then next leg at 170, I just stood behind him, and I just adored him throwing that good darts, and I think that helped me as well, just relax, just not thinking about the moment, and just enjoy the game. And I think that's why I played so well in that semi-final.
How's Gary been with you? Because obviously, to us as the media, he can be a bit frosty, but I've never met him, but he seems like such an unbelievable guy. People say don't meet your heroes, but are you glad that you've met him and played against him?
Yeah, for sure. You know, he's a fantastic guy. Of course, I saw the interview last week that he did at the World Masters as well. But I saw in the practice room, and he was, even though I beat him in the semis, he was still very lovely to me and always up for a chat. So it's very nice to be around Gary.
Luke Littler, your opening game here in Newcastle. You getting a bit bored of how frequently you're playing him, or not?
Not yet. Maybe in a couple of weeks. You know, hopefully I'm going to play him many more times in the Premier League. But no, of course, it's never boring when you play Littler, because it's always a challenge. You know, it's you have to perform at your best, and then even then it may not be enough against him. And I know, especially in the best of 11 legs, I can beat him. So yeah, hopefully that's going to be the case.
You said recently that you see the rivalry with Littler being like Taylor and Barney.
I hope so. Yeah.
And do you know what the beauty of that is as well? You're both so young. Because obviously Barney came over from the old BDO at an older age, of course. If you think about the 2007 final, there was always going to be kind of a bit of an expiry date. But with you two, Luke's 19. What are you, 23?
23, yeah.
Mate, you guys could go on for at least another 25 years easily. That's crazy to think, isn't it? That we could be witnessing one of the greatest rivalries ever, and it could go on for nearly 30 years.
Well, I hope so. You know, I think for now it's for me a rivalry with him, but maybe not for him so much with me. You know, I think he's more a rivalry with Luke Humphries, for example. But especially, yeah, as you said, we're both so young. Hopefully I can develop even more and be even better than I am now and challenge him in the future and really give him good games and, yeah, hopefully get the over end on him, of course. But I think that's going to be tough. But, yeah, especially with us being so young, hopefully it's going to be the case for many more years to come.
How are you going to manage your schedule this year as well? Because people that follow you on Instagram, when you did the Euro tours last year, with you living in the Netherlands, you'd always be driving to different parts of Germany. Mm-hmm. Sometimes you'd be doing 12-hour drives and stuff like that. You've shown so much respect to both the Pro Tour and the Euro Tour. But are you going to quieten it down a little bit this year, especially over these next 17 weeks?
Yeah, for sure. You know, I don't think it's a smart move to play all the events that you can play, because maybe for now it should be okay, but especially in the back end of the year, you want to have some energy left, because that's where all the majors are happening. So I'm gonna, for now, it's the plan to play all the European tours, but not all the play championships now. You know, the first 4 are on my calendar, and then afterwards we'll see which I'm gonna play and which I'm gonna skip, and I just have to listen to my body and especially my mind. Like, do I want to play darts? Then I can go. Do I want to take a few days off? Then I think that's also okay.
Let's speak about you walking out in Rotterdam. The Ahoy. I mean, Michael says what he says about the Ahoy. And Michael has said to me in the past, it's his least favourite venue. It's going to be a homecoming for you, of course. It's going to be your first Premier League night in Amsterdam.
Rotterdam.
In Rotterdam, sorry.
Yeah.
I even said Rotterdam at the top then. I didn't even know. Oh, Harry, come on now. In Rotterdam, are you scared about the draft or not?
Not really. You know, I know it's going to be there because it has been for so many years, and it's just something that you know it's going to happen, so it shouldn't surprise you. And even when it happens, all the players are feeling it, and it should affect all of them. So I'm not really scared about it, no.
Your girlfriend obviously is with you on a lot of your tournaments as well. Is she going to be doing all 16, 17 weeks of you, or is she?
No.
Because you said she was quite tired off the back of the Worlds and then Bahrain and then Saudi as well.
Yeah, we bought a house together last year, so she wanted to spend some time in the new house. We got a little dog who spent, when we were away, spent some time with my parents, but he wanted to be at our place as well. So she's at home right now, and she's going to come to a few Premier Leagues. I think maybe like 40-50% of them, but definitely not all of them. No.
What dog you got?
A Shih Tzu.
Oh,
yeah, a little one.
Didn't imagine you had a Shih Tzu.
Sorry,
little and large.
Yeah,
so it works. 9 darters, mate. You've come, especially in the world. You came so close. You haven't hit a televised one yet.
No.
You got the potential of 17 weeks if you make the playoffs. The Golden Darts as well by BetMGM. But forget about the Golden Darts. Just how would you feel, and how badly do you want to hit a 9-darter on telly?
It's a difficult one. Of course, I want to hit a 9-darter, but it's not something like I hope it finally happens. You know, it's when it happens, it's very nice. But at the end of the day, it's just one leg, and of course, I think in the Premier League, it's even more likely to happen because the best play the best in the world. It's just you have to perform at your best to even win a couple of games, and I think we all push each other on so much that it can happen, and hopefully it's going to be for me the same this year, but it's not something like it's fully on my radar.
We're now big, this is the final question, how big darts is in the Netherlands, but the last few months that you've had, and I know obviously you've not been home a lot because you've been here, there and everywhere, but what have you seen hype-wise from the people in Holland? Because we know it's such a great darting nation, but there must be so many people that have just been inspired by what you've done over the last year and couple of months as well.
Yeah, I hope so. I get a lot of messages on social media that people say they got into darts because of me in the Netherlands, especially. I get more recognised when I'm back home, of course. So that shows that you get some recognition for what you've been doing all those years, and now people are starting to know who you are and stuff like that. So it's been very nice, and yeah, hopefully I can inspire, especially some young kids from the Netherlands, to start playing darts.
Do you like the spotlight on you? You strike me as quite a private guy.
Yeah, it's part of a job. I like to always be a little bit more in the background, but it's not. When you're doing well, it's also nice that you get some recognition, so it's okay.
Gian van Veen, I want to thank you so much for your time.
Cheers,
Good
mate.
luck in the Premier League.
Thank you.
I mean, mate, it's so good to see you at this level as well. You
Cheers.
deserve it.
Appreciate it.